Hello, witches. Hello, my normies. Today's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's Witchy Wednesdays. I hope you're doing okay. I'm glad you made it through this week because you're watching my video now. If you're into the witchery, true crimes, paranormal, I suggest you subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesdays to keep you through hump day. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get to today's video. There was a woman who was 55 to 62 years old. It was never confirmed how old she was, but she was the first woman ever tried in court, Salem, Massachusetts, on April 16th, 1692, by the name Bridget Bishop. Backstory about Bridget: she was about 55 to 62 years old of age. It was said that her age was never confirmed because, obviously they didn't know her at the time, so they made an estimate of the age. Anyways, she was said to be very flamboyant. Her outfit was always off the hook. She always was drunk and she's always starting gossip. Sounds like my kind of girl. I ain't mad at her. She had three husbands. I was trying to look for the first name and it just said husband. And then the second husband, Oliver Bishop. And then rumor has speculated that she also had a daughter with him named Christian, but it was never confirmed. And then the third husband, during the time when she was being on trial, her husband was Edward Bishop and was also a part of it. He accused her as well. And they also named their son after him. And there was another thing that said she will host parties at her house of acts, which I'm not allowed to say. And she will also show them shovel board. Do you guys know what a shovel board is? I tried to Google shovel board. I don't know what that is. Drop down a comment because I really want to know. I was just so confused. Bridget was playing these games, hosting her house with these parties. Anyways, on April 16th, 1692, Bridget Bishop was the first woman ever tried for witchcraft. It included Abigail Hobbs, Giles Corey, Mary Warren. Sounds like Melinda Warren, from Charm. 2 days after they were arrested, on April 16th, Bridget Bishop, Mary Warren, Abigail Hobbs, and Giles Corey were taken to the Integral. It was never confirmed if Bridget Bishop was also being examined by the magistrate of John Hawthorne and Jonathan Corwin. But Giles, Mary, and Abigail were examined and they were found guilty. I'll skip to June 10th. Bridget Bishop was the first woman ever to be tried as a witch in court and then executed by lynching or hanged on June 10th, 1692, in Gallows Hill for being herself. She was just being a little. She was very flamboyant. She was very talkative. She was very like, oh my god, like gossiping. The townsfolk said that she was always gossiping. She was always drunk. She was always starting fight with her husbands. Do you want to hear what I think? I'm just gonna say it. The reason why I felt like they blamed her for being a witch was because she was being herself. Yeah, she was always gossiping. Yeah, she was always drunk. Yeah, she was dressing, provocative. Who wouldn't love that, right? I know I would. Bridget Bishop was just being a little slutty, right? And the townspeople was like, you ain't about to take my mans. You better leave my mans alone. And the girls was probably not having it. They were probably just jealous of her. And the men probably wanted her. So they blamed her to be a witch. The fact that you were just being flamboyant or just being a slut, they're going to charge you for that. They were just bored. They were bored and they were jealous. So they decided to her. Remember when they were doing the witchcraft craze and everybody was like on that board basically because they wanted to be like, it was like a hype, like trends. During these Salem witch trials, it was basically a witchcraft craze. They were so infatuated with the witchcraft. To make matters worse, Bridget Bishop's son, some said it was her stepson, but either way, it was her son because some people take care of their kids. Anyways, Bridget Bishop's son was sentenced after with his wife, Sarah Bishop. Edward Bishop was named after his father. Were also arrested and charged and tried for being a witch. But they escaped. Somehow they escaped. They got out of that prison and then they went to go hiding. And once the witchcraft craze was over, they came out, but their property was seized. Later on, it was redeemed by the son, their son, Edward Bishop, not the dad, the son, and Sarah Bishop, the wife, their child. Hmm. And get this, in 1957, in Massachusetts, exoneration was happening. And then they cleared Bridget of her name, but they never mentioned her. Cleared her crime, but it was never mentioned vocally. They basically was like, I forgive Bridget, but I'm like, you guys killed her and lied that she was a witch and she wasn't. You guys want to exonerate her? They cleared her of all her crimes, but never even mentioned her name once. Ain't that some bull? Yeah, I was pissed. You cleared her crime, but not her name. They should have said Bridget Bishop was never a witch, but we clear her crimes. Instead, they were like, she wasn't a witch. We clear her crime. Who? Who did you? Who crime did you clear? And that, my witches, is the witchery true crimes of Bridget Bishop, who was the first woman ever tried as a witch and in court, and also hanged. Now, Alice Young was in Connecticut, so that was a different time where she was actually the first one to be hanged ever, and they were the first one to start the witch hunt. After Alice Young was hanged, they started a whole craze. I will leave a description box below if you guys want to check it out. But I told this a story a couple months ago where Alice Young was the first witch ever to be hung in Connecticut, and then Salem was like, "Hey, let's jump on this band and do what they're doing." And then it went all the way to Europe, what they started doing it over there, and then King James started the Hammer book of a witch Hammer book. I forgot what it's called, but I'm gonna put it somewhere. Anyways, well, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe, and I'll see you next week on Worldwide Witchy Wicked Wednesdays. Bye, witches. Blessed be. It's hot. Summer's coming.